The story of the sheep and the wolf, an unexpected friendship. On a beautiful sunny day, a young sheep named Hugo was happily grazing on the tender grass with his family in the meadow. The fields were vast, the flowers colorful, and a gentle stream sang in the distance. Everything was perfect. Curious by nature, Hugo wandered a little further to explore a nearby hill. As he watched butterflies flutter around, a shadow appeared behind him. Hugo turned around and saw a large grey wolf with kind eyes. Hugo's heart raced. He had always been told that wolves ate sheep. "Don't eat me, I'm not very big," Hugo cried, trembling. The wolf laughed and replied in a calm voice, "Don't worry, little sheep. I don't eat sheep. I prefer fruits and berries." Hugo, surprised, asked, "Are you really a wolf? And you don't want to eat me?" "Exactly," the wolf said with a smile. "My name is Leo, and what's yours?" "I'm Hugo," the sheep replied timidly. And so began an unexpected conversation. Leo told Hugo that he loved long walks and sunsets. Before long, Hugo forgot his fear. They spent the afternoon talking and playing. In the days that followed, Hugo and Leo often met near the hill. They played hide-and-seek, ran through the fields, and shared sweet berries that Leo found. Hugo loved listening to Leo's stories about the forest, while Leo found Hugo funny and full of ideas. One day, Hugo said, "Leo, you're my best friend. I'd love to introduce you to my family and friends." Leo hesitated. "Are you sure? Sheep are usually afraid of wolves." Hugo replied confidently, "They'll see how kind you are. I'm sure they'll like you too." Hugo brought Leo to the meadow, where his family and friends were grazing. As soon as the sheep saw Leo, they panicked and hid behind rocks and bushes. "Hugo, what are you doing?" an old sheep shouted. "A wolf here? That's dangerous." Hugo shook his head. "No, Leo isn't dangerous. He's my friend. He doesn't eat sheep." But the sheep weren't convinced. They told Hugo that a wolf was still a wolf and couldn't be trusted. Feeling sad, Leo said to Hugo, "I don't want to cause trouble. Maybe I should leave." Hugo refused. "No, Leo, I know you're kind. Give them some time. They'll understand eventually." Days passed. Leo continued to visit the meadow, but kept his distance. Gradually, some of the sheep began watching him from afar. One day, a sudden storm broke out. The wind howled, and the sheep were frightened. A young lamb, too small to run fast, was trapped near an overflowing stream. Seeing this, Leo rushed to help. He crossed the stream, picked up the lamb on his back, and brought it safely back to the other sheep. The sheep, stunned, thanked Leo. "You helped us, despite everything," one sheep said shyly. "Maybe we were wrong about you." Over time, the sheep began to accept Leo. They realized he was truly different from the wolves they feared. Leo played with the lambs, showed them where to find delicious fruits, and told stories about the forest. One day, the old sheep declared, "Leo, you are welcome here. We see now that you are our friend." Hugo was overjoyed. He had proven that friendship could overcome fear and prejudice. From that day on, Leo and the sheep became one big family. They played together, shared meals, and enjoyed the simple life of the meadow. From that day forward, Hugo and Leo's story was told throughout the village. The sheep and wolves were no longer so different after all, and it had all started with a curious sheep and a wolf with a big heart. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future adventures. Now, you can continue by clicking on one of the two videos. The first one is the same story, but in French, and the second one is a brand new, amazing story. See you soon.